called The Love of Two Mothers.
All right.
He gave him a mother out of the house of Levi, Jochebed. And then he gave him a mother, Pharaoh's daughter, out of Pharaoh's house. One was adopted mother, and one was the birth mother. Jochebed put him in the ark in the water. Pharaoh's daughter drew him out.
Fix it, fix it.
One saw the child as beautiful, Jochebed, the birth mother, but we're all like that. No matter how ugly the kid is, you think the kid. But Pharaoh's daughter saw him as helpless, and she had compassion on him. But they both gave him an edge on life. Jochebed gave him spirituality. She taught him about God. She told him about Jehovah Jireh. She told him about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. She told him about Adam and Eve. She told him about the traditions of the Israelites. Pharaoh's daughter gave him an edge on life because he needed to be educated for the task that he was called to. He went to Harvard to get a law degree because he would be judge over the people. He attended the Naval Academy because he needed to know the tactics of war. He attended all the universities of Egypt and studied piano lessons, and he had soccer practice and baseball. Pharaoh's daughter took him to all those things, but Jochebed didn't have that. She didn't have the money that Pharaoh's daughter had. And they both loved them because they both put their lives on the line for this child. Jochebed knew that if she had been seen hiding him, she could have been killed. Pharaoh's daughter, the same thing. Father could have turned on her and had her killed. But it was something about this child that they put their life on the line. You know how we are, mothers. We'll go to whatever depths for our children. Men are not so, as soft-hearted, I'll say, as we are. I remember when my son got into some trouble. He was 15, and he was locked up out in Lancaster. I would leave Pomona every Sunday and drive all the way down there to visit him. And my husband, no way. He shouldn't have gotten into trouble. That's how most men think. But I tell you, we women will travel the end of the world for our children, won't we? Sometimes we go overboard. But in this passage of Scripture, we see the love of a birth mother, and we see the love of a mother that had adopted him. Whose love was stronger? They were the same. They were just different walks. They had different walks of life. But they were the same. It was the same love that they had for Moses. And God knew that these women, the abilities and skills that they had, the resources that they had, he needed all of that to become the great man that he became. And just like some of us are grandmothers and we're raising our grandchildren. The mother may have passed away. The father might have been on drugs. Whatever the situation, sometimes we're out of season. We're still raising children. We're raising our grandchildren. Some of you in here are adoptive parents, mothers. And a lot of times we feel, why me, God? But why not you? It is something in you that God sees that this child needs. And so whether you're single today and parenting, whether you're married and parenting your mother, whether you're a grandmother raising your grandchildren, those kids, those children need something that you are to instill in them. And we might look at Moses and think that Pharaoh's daughter, she was a Gentile. But she loved Moses. And she did whatever necessary to keep him alive, just like the birth mother did. And so I want to encourage you all in here today, motherhood is a wonderful thing. Whether you adopted your children, whether you're a birth mother, it's a blessing to be a mother. And I'm going to close with this story because I know we only had 10 minutes. But I wanted to say that I read a story years ago where a lady, she was a missionary. And she had always wanted to be a missionary. And she had been a missionary maybe 2 years. And she got a call. She was over in Africa. And she got a call. And her sister and her brother-in-law had been killed. And they left 5 children. So she had to come off the missionary field, her dream, what she always wanted to do. She had to come off the field and raise all 5 of these children. And she put them, she had to get a job. Her whole life changed. But she raised these 5 children. And she sent each and every one of them to college. And as they graduated one by one, they each went into the missionary field. And so she saw her.
Oh, yes, it is to heal and he forgives. Heal and die. Oh, just to buy my home. And they tell me there is an empty grave over in the Holy Land of truth. My Savior lives. Because he lives. Yeah. I can face all my tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, yes, I can. It's because all my fears and fears are all gone, all gone, all gone. Yes. I know who holds my future. And today my life is now worth the living just because the man just leaves. God sent his son, and they call me Jesus. He came to love. Oh, yes, he did. To heal, I know he forgives. All right now.